pew pew.
You poor baby.
I'm down with the sickness.
Who's here for the pew pew pews?
Oh, sweet baby Jesus.
Slow typing as I have a broken hand. Can't tag people. Takes too long on the phone. I know, right?
I can't. I don't know how to tag people on the phone anyway. I gotta turn this thing on.
No.
Oh, really? I gotta do this.
What do you gotta do?
I gotta...
Mute it?
Yeah. I gotta give it the mute.
Gotta give it the mute. Hey, Niana, how are you?
Is that
April?
my tea?
Yes.
Can I have it, please?
Yes, you may have
Thank
it.
you.
Right, just put it right here. Jason, is something different? Oh, that's right. Nobody's seen your... I forgot. Yeah.
Yep. I done shaved the face.
Holy crap. No, it's not cough that way. It's like a dry, like, spring's coming cough.
No. Robin didn't want to listen to the quarantine in effect, so she went into the danger zone. Came back with the Coronabola.
The Coronabola. I love it. That's awesome. That's what we need to call it. The Coronabola.
And then, of course, you know, when she comes in the house, she got to be kissing all over me and stuff because I'm
it.
so irresistibly sexy.
Jason's naked. Yep, he sure is. Naked face. Smoking Reptile. Welcome. Yeah. Look at Josh. Josh is like, I saw it yesterday.
There were some people that I gave them the heads up and told them why. So,
I have a case of Corona, but I drank it. Nuh-uh, you're a Coors girl.
So you gonna tell everybody why you made me shave?
So Jason got a lathe a while back, and he's finally gotten his shop set up so that he could start doing some turning. And so he has an RZ mask that we purchased, gosh, it's been a year or two, a couple years, that he uses for whenever he's doing woodworking. And so he had it on and seemed like it was doing fine. And then that evening he was complaining about a sinus headache, and then the next morning he was still said he was complaining of a sinus headache, and so he was I was like, blow your nose, get all that junk out of your head. You know, if you've got some kind of junk in there, you need to go ahead and blow it out. And he did, and when he did, he blew out like what looked like sawdust. It was disgusting. And so I was like, well, your mask is not working well. Your body is telling you that this is not good. So he decided to go ahead and just shave it all off so that way he'll get a good fit with his mask, so that he doesn't continue to blow. Because here's my concern, okay? But it actually kind of works out for us. So if he's breathing in all of that sawdust, eventually I feel like he's going to get some of it in his mouth, and maybe he'll just start pooping out toilet paper, and we'll be okay.
You know, after I told the professor, because see, I love how you just like made it like I decided. You kind of gave me a little bit of an ultimatum. And used all your girl power.
My girl power.
And, but Steve said, the professor said, you know what I should have told you?
What?
That it was a natural filter for the red dragon.
Oh, but it's not. It's the opposite. Like, it sticks to hair, and then...
And so what?
And that's disgusting. So Samson said, did you see, is it me or is Robin's hair looking extra fabulous tonight? Do you know my husband didn't even notice that I got my hair cut?
Oh, I noticed. I was just not ready to have that conversation because I hurt my back today. You got like 2 or 3 inches
I had like
of
4. Because this is what I found out. Okay, so I was just going to go get the dead, because I had a lot of dead ends. And so I was going to just cut off like 1 inch, 2 inches, somewhere around there. And when she turned me around, because I was like, well, show me what 2 inches is going to be. And she goes, oh my gosh. And I was like, what? She goes, the last person that cut your hair in a V. She's like, your hair is short here and it goes down like this. And I was like, who in their right mind cuts hair that way? And she's like, I know exactly who did it. There's a girl here that's what she does with everybody's hair. Instead of cutting it straight, she cuts it at an angle. So your hair is not even. So when you pull it up halfway, it doesn't look right. It looks like it's coming down like that. So she's like, so the other problem with that is the way your dead ends are. You have some up here, but then some here. And she's like, so what do you want me to do? And I was like, just level it out. So she took it level to where the shortest pieces were at the back of my shoulders and cut it across so that it'll grow evenly. So, and that's the goal. That's what I told her is, look, I'm continuing to grow it long. I want it to be healthy. And she said, well, when you continue to grow it at an angle, you really don't want to do that. You kind of want to grow it straight across. She's like, in my opinion, it's not, there's nothing wrong with growing your hair that way. She said, it just looks weird. And so I was like, yeah. So then she cut it, but then she also redid my layers. So that's why it's got that little bouncy curl thing going. So, but it is still really long.
Okay, that one's saying it's reconnected. Okay, it looks like this one's reconnected. Yep, now that's reconnected, but the chat doesn't look like it's reconnected. Let me do I dare refresh?
Uh-huh.
Thank you. Okay, I see you. You're back. Bow. Okay, can you guys hear us?
They said they can see us.
I know they said they can see us. All good. So you guys can hear us? Hear us now?
Hi, I'm at 2516 Harmony Road, and I just wanted to check and make sure you guys aren't having any kind of outages or anything because our internet keeps blipping in and out. Yes, ma'am. Robin Rear, R-E-H-R. Rear, R-E-H-R. 706-627-4488.
Y'all finna watch the chocolate covered dragon come out.
Yes, ma'am. Uh-huh. Just within the last 10 minutes. But my husband said it's been kind of doing that on and off most of the day.
Oh. Most of the week.
Okay. Go ahead. Yes, go ahead. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right.
All of y'all call that number and say, "Fix the internet for Big Bear."
All right. Thank you very much. All right. Bye-bye. Okay, as long as we don't have any more problems, I'm not going to waste my time calling their 888 number because it's a crock of 888. So, anyway.
Okay, so.
Sorry about that, y'all. I just did that to record it because Monday they'll get an email from me to prorate my bill. So, anyway.
Yeah.
There's that chocolate-covered dragon.
There's that.
So, anyway. So, yeah, facial hair. No facial hair for you. No facial hair for me.
God, I hope not.
It's crazy how fast the hair on his face grows because he shaved last night and it's already growing back stubble. That's crazy. So, all right. So tell everybody what we did today. Whoa, just jumped on and thought I was in the wrong stream. That's funny.
That's what you get for being late.
Mm-hmm.
One
Yep.
demerit.
Yep.
Well, what did we do today? Well, we went out to my shop.
Well, first of all, we got a late start because somebody was hurting. Jason pulled his back.
Mm-hmm.
Chasing after his dog.
No, that's not how I pulled my back. That's how you want everybody to think I pulled my back. That's not how I pulled my back.
Mm-hmm.
All I did was take one step and then turn.
Mm-hmm.
And then I felt my whole back. It started at the back and it was like just walking right up.
Do you remember a few years ago when I went to work and I was in so much pain, like I came home at lunchtime and I was in tears on the live stream?
Mm-hmm.
That, when I pulled my back then, it was literally from driving and turning, looking backwards, like looking at the mirror and then turning back to make sure I wasn't going to hit anybody. And that's all it was. So, sometimes just turning the wrong way can put everything out of whack. So.
And it didn't really hurt as much as I just felt it go tight. and I was like, okay, I can walk this out. I can walk it out. And so I've been steadily walking for like 2 days, and it hasn't left yet.
Well, now the other thing too, to be completely fair, Jason hasn't been to acupuncture at all this week because of the drama that's going around. He decided not to go up to Anderson this week for his appointment. Or appointments. So you add that, I'm sure that has compounded.
Last night didn't help either.
Last night?
Trying to hold in my laughter.
What? Oh. Well, we're not going to say anything about that yet, are we? I think we need to probably wait.
Okay, Wobbin.
Stop.
Oh, you can weed. You weed, and I'll be right over here, Wobbin. Walking, Wobbin.
It's not nice. Really not nice. Anyway.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Wobbin.
So, yeah. So in a little while we'll let y'all know some stuff. But anyway, so today, this morning, we got up a little late because of his back hurting. The whole body is a no square at this time for most healthcare professionals. I know, right? And now that's what's interesting is his doc didn't call to reschedule, so I'm just kind of wondering if he's not, kind of put the brakes.
I hit him today, and I'm like, help.
But Wobbin.
Help. I need you. Help.
And so today after we got our late start, we went out to the shop and got a bunch of Jason's stuff organized for.
Well, I added a new. Did I tell y'all I got a lathe?
I feel like you did.
I mean, I got it at the same time that
Paul.
Yes.
Butcher Baker Queso Maker.
Queso. I was gonna go Quizno again, and I was like, no.
I know that's not right.
Queso. When they were here, and so I don't know if I ever got the opportunity to tell everybody, but I got a lathe.
Yeah. So Jason got a lathe, and they've got it set up now so that he can do some turning, and so we had to move some stuff around to be able to accommodate his drill press, the sander, chop saw, all that stuff.
And I haven't touched a lathe since high school. And so that was one of
didn't show it off yet, yeah.
That was like in wood shop. That was probably my most favorite tool to use, because it was always fun to take a square block of a wood and then turn it into a spindle for a chair, or to turn it into a vase, or turn it into
a vase.
All kinds of stuff. I want to get into bowl making. I want to get into bowl making bad. I think the pecan and the oak and the black walnut that we have, and this is one of the reasons why I want to get into bowl making. I want to make some big salad bowls. Mm-hmm. So then that way when we are sitting down eating.
Elmer Fudd, what did you do with my friend?
Who said that?
Brett.
You've been holding that all week, haven't you? All week. Oh, we've been Marco Poloing all week. And you're like, oh, I know how I'm going to get him on this live stream. I'm going to call him Elmer Fudd.
Wow, a 5-ton metal lathe. That's cool.
Yeah. And and I want to be able to sit down this summer at some time and be eating salad out of a bowl
that you made.
That I made that came from a tree from our homestead. And then I just gotta crank up my forge then and make us forks and knives, and that way I made it all the way around. Since somebody's not coming to pick up their metal. And,
he said he's got a package he's working on for us. Shouldn't have been making all of those faces at me.
I couldn't help it. Those were fun. And so when you walk into the shop, now you got the lathe, my toolboxes, clamps, and you got this long,
really long,
like, chest of drawers.
It's like 9 feet long.
Yeah. That
almost 10 feet.
That I'm probably going to end up getting rid of. Any of you guys that have a shop and you're close by and it may be something that you want, hit me up. I will give it to you. You'll have to come and get it. But to be honest with you, it's not in the best shape. The way that it was, it's too big, and lengthwise, because you don't line it back up square, and some of the drawers will pinch and everything because it's all wooden drawers. Now, if they would have cut it in half, or maybe even thirds, it would be nice, but
it's literally one long cabinet.
Yeah.
Make sure the wood is at 6% to 8% moisture for bowls. Otherwise, as it dries, you will have an oval. Ask me how I know.
Yeah. I've been watching a lot of videos and doing a lot of research.
I love you, Tori.
A lot of research, and that was one of the things that, because you see some of these guys are just putting their stuff in a microwave. And that's to dry it up. To
get the moisture out, To
get the moisture out and then finish reshaping the bowl.
Yeah. Turn it green, then stuff it in a bag for 6 months and hope it doesn't crack in the process. You have saws. You made saws?
What's he talking about?
I don't know. He said you have saws. Did he make you saws?
SAWS?
Yeah.
Yes. He didn't make me saws.
Oh, it just says you have saws.
I don't know what he's talking about.
I don't know.
But I'm going to make a chop saw or a miter saw station.
Yeah.
And,
you sound like my husband with leather making and tooling. Well, I'll tell you, when we were looking around that shop, there's a lot. And now, granted, we've been investing in tools probably for the better part of 10 years, if not longer, maybe 15, the whole time we've been together. And you start looking at a table saw here and a this there, and how much did you pay for that? And like his lathe, he got a really good deal on.
In my lathe, I got a stupid good deal on.
The table saw.
And my new table saw, I got a crazy stupid deal, good deal on.
So, over time, and then like some of the stuff, we did, we'd wait till Christmas time when stuff was on sale and things like that. So, so it's been kind of like that. Do you have deep blue rub for your back? Yes, we've been alternating between that and his stuff that his acupuncturist gave him. It is a hemp extract balm, and so he uses it topically, so we alternate between the two. He's also taken some anti-inflammatory stuff.
I broke down and took my pills today. What's up, TJ?
Are y'all stocked up, or is your booty cleanliness in jeopardy? No, we're good to go. I'll tell you though, we went to Walmart today to we needed a mop for the shop because the dog's been in there. What?
I just came up with a great video idea.
What?
You know that hose that we did a product review on?
Uh-huh.
And how it expands and collapses?
Lost.
Wait for it. What were we just talking about?
Toilet paper. What about it?
And that hose and how much comes.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something about expanding and contracting. I was kind of confused.
No.
Like, how are you planning on wiping your butt? Just turning the water off and let it kind of pass through or something? Like,
no, it was going to be like,
where are you
it was going to be,
this?
I was talking about like a homesteader's
Was anybody else like thinking that? That's what I was thinking.
a homesteader's bidet.
Oh, yeah. So, every time Doc starts a new project, he figures a way to slip in a new tool. For a while there, Jason was the same way. But I need a drill press, Robin. Okay, let's get a drill press.
Well, I mean, the
But
drill
you don't understand. I need a planer.
I do need a planer and a joiner.
See?
Well, look at it this way: it's either spend the couple $100 on the joiner and planer, or you spend it in lumber, because I'm getting all this free lumber.
Yep.
But it's.
Look at Professor.
And with the joiner, I can take out the.
I know. So we went to Walmart today to go get a mop. And it was actually, we went to go get our hair cut and Walmart was right there. Jason, wanted a mop and a mop bucket because out in the shop, the dog has been in there and he peed and pooped and it's kind of nasty in there. And so he wants to be able to disinfect it and clean it up some. So we bought an extra mop bucket and mop, and when we went down that aisle it was crazy because all of the soap is gone. Like there's no dish soap anywhere. And I was on the phone with Jason and I said, man, let me tell you, I am so glad that we know how to make our own dish soap because we used to have to replace it pretty frequently, and it would have been my luck that we'd have gone there and there'd have been none. And so now that we make our own, we don't have to look who that is. Woody, what's up? 200 rolls of toilet paper. My butt will survive. Hey, ship some of that stuff this way. You don't need no 200 rolls, Woody. But, no, we have plenty of toilet paper. The thing that I wonder about, there's just so many different implications with that. People buying all of that stuff is just, it just looks like mass hysteria to me. What?
That pill's kicking in, I think.
Yeah. You starting to get tired. You're just feeling good. You're starting to feel good. That's good. Yeah, it's just crazy how it's doing it. Yes, I know. No, I haven't done it yet. Okay, so the dish soap. The dish soap is a 2-step process. So I am going to film tomorrow morning the first step. I was going to do it today, but because of how Jason was feeling and wanting to get the shop done, I just did not get the chance to do it. So I'll be filming the first step tomorrow morning. Hopefully by tomorrow evening. If not, Monday, Tuesday, I don't know when. I'll film the second part of it. But I will tell you, in the past, when we would buy, we've jumped from one to another dish soap for the longest time. And it didn't seem, no matter what we tried, what brand we tried, my daughters always broke out in hives when they would wash dishes. Like, it was really bad. Like, their hands and their arms would just get completely covered in hives. And so when we started making our own, we don't have that problem anymore. And so that has been a blessing just in that. I haven't worked up the numbers on if you're saving money or not. I don't know. I just know that it works because I already have the stuff on hand for us making our laundry detergent. So I've already got most of the stuff that I need. So it's nothing really extra except for that first step. So once I figure out the price difference, I'll definitely let y'all know. But for us, it was more about being able to make our own, not about being able to save money. So, but I'll definitely do that. Tinker's wife said, I have exactly enough for a month right now. My son is going to need to bring a roll when they come to work on the house unless the April shipment comes in on time. You can have loo roll delivered from Who Gives a Crap. That's funny. What?
Are you going to tell them about your news, Wobbin?
Do I really want to do that yet? I don't know if I should. Mama, you're in here. What do you think? Should I tell everybody?
She gonna tell you yes.
Some dish soap or detergent breaks me out. Yeah, I'm telling you, like, this has been a great change because the stuff we had before, we tried everything from Palmolive to Ajax to the off brands to, I mean, we tried it all and it didn't matter what it was. How many chicks did you order this time? So I have 40 right now and they're not chicks anymore. They're like that tall. They're getting all feathered out and it's, you know, it's working. Oh, yeah, see, Mama says not yet. So I think I probably should wait maybe another week or two. There's your hint. I may wait another week or two to tell y'all. So, Mama says no. Yeah, that's what I think. I'm serious. It's a company who puts all their profits into sanitation in third world countries. That's cool. I'll tell you one thing that I saw. We can make 5 gallons of laundry. Yeah, that, and with laundry soap, yes, that's what we do. We do the same thing. But the laundry soap, I mean the dish soap, I have to figure out because that is a little bit different. There's a little bit more to it than that, so I have to figure out what that's gonna cost because I have to make the stuff and then I gotta do this stuff and then it's just, yeah, anyway. So anyway, that's that. We'll do a breakdown. I'll do a cost on it. Just figure out what it's gonna cost and I'll let y'all know. So anyway, this week, so we're gonna have those videos coming out. I know I told y'all last Saturday I was gonna do an update on the garden. I'm a loser. I know. I suck. I'm horrible. I'm a bad YouTuber. But I'll definitely work on that. Maybe I'll work on that tomorrow as well because the first part of the dish soap is kind of like film, wait, film, wait, film, wait. So, what, baby?
Tell me about the bees.
Oh, so this week, dish soap is more glycerin. Yeah. maybe. I don't know. So, the bees. So this week, Jason and the girls, well, Ladessa, they walked to the back. We've had some hogs coming onto the property, and
Some what?
some hogs.
Oh, I thought you said hawks.
No, some hogs coming onto the property, and so Jason walked to the back with Ladessa, and he decided to check on what?
One of your hairs that they just cut the
Oh, I'm sorry.
like you did that flippy thing in it.
Say something. So they went and looked at the bees in the very back, the trap. I'm sorry, the swarm trap, and there weren't any bees.
Hello, Lone Star living.
They went.
How is living in the Lone Star State?
So they went to check the trap. There was no bees in the trap.
Well, what it is as a friend of ours has put swarm traps.
A friend of ours
Yeah,
put swarm traps
on our
out on
property.
our property last year.
Right about this time. And our friend kind of got stuck, see, because every time he'd come to check the swarm traps, you know, and out of the 3, 2 of them, no. 1, 2. Out of the 4 of them, 3 of them had
bees.
And every time that he would come over in the evening time, it didn't matter if it was right at dark or a couple of hours after dark or in the middle of the night. The bees would still be all over his swarm traps. And so he would try to wait for a cooler evening, blah, blah, blah. Well, it just never came. And so finally the winter came, and then we stopped seeing a lot of activity.
But then you had so much darn rain.
But then we had the monsoons, and my friend couldn't come over to play. And we had company, and my friend couldn't come over to play. And so we finally got to walk out there. And we went to the one that was on the buddy stand. So I called my friend. I said, "Hey, friend, I don't see any bees coming in and out. That swarm trap did have bees in it at one time." And so he was like, "Okay, buddy, can you go check up there to see if there's like, maybe they're just still inside, see if you can hear anything?" And I was like, "Sure." And so I got Ladessa to go up to the thing because she was the shortest and stuck her ear to it. She couldn't hear anything. We pulled the top off, and so she couldn't hear anything. And so I was telling my friend, I was like, "Ladessa doesn't hear anything." And then he's like, "Pop the top." And I was like, "Pop the top, Dessa." And Dessa popped the top. And then she was like, "Daddy, no bees." And I was like to my friend, "Hey, no bees." and so he was like, "All right." And I was like, "Well, look, I'm just going to go ahead and pull it down for you," because I noticed one of the ratchet straps was busted on my buddy stand. And so I told Dessa to get down, and I went up there, and I wrestled with it because it was still very heavy. And I wrestled with it a little bit, and then I lowered it down the ladder, and because the ratchet strap was, my friend left very big ratchet straps, and so I was able to lower it down with the ladder part of the buddy stand as a backing, so it could just slide
down,
down, and that way Odessa was able to like push it up against the ladder stand and just let it ride all the way to the ground. And so we brought it up to the house, and I called my friend back. I was like, "Hey, friend." And he was like, "What?" And I was like, "So what do you want me to do with this stuff? It's got lots of honey." And then he was nice enough, and he was like, "You know what? Y'all keep it. Y'all keep it." Because I guess he was just frustrated that it didn't have any bees in it. And I was like, "That's cool, man. Thanks." And he was like, "No problem." And he said bye. I said bye. And so then we did a quick live stream, and I showed y'all. I mean, We did get some honey. I think we got a little over
3 quarts.
a little over 3 quarts.
She said 3 quarts and a little
smidge.
Yeah.
And so I called my friend to make sure, and I was like, "Hey, friend, you know, we got 3 quarts," and he's like, "I'm not even worried about 3 quarts because he has a lot of beehives all over the place, so he gets like 1,000 gallons like every time he harvests."
I love this story you're making up.
And
I wish we had 1,000.
shush. Now, I don't interrupt you when you're talking.
Okay.
And so my friend let us keep the 3 quarts, but he also let us keep the wax. And that's what was cool because a lot of the wax was cleaned out. There's nothing really in it. And so I called my friend. I'm like, "Hey, friend, what can this is like really good wax. What can I do with it?" And then he was like, "Make candles." And then Carol was like, "Yeah, let's make candles."
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Cool." And then I was like, "All right, friend, we're gonna melt the wax down and make candles." And he was like, "Cool." And then of course we said bye, and so now we're gonna try to get some videos out about us melting the wax down.
So now we have proof that Jason has dissociative identity disorder. Just saying.
What was his name? Roger? Or was it Henry?
Was what?
That until you were in your 20s?
That it was a girl, first of all. Yeah, if you don't know the flavor of the Kool-Aid, you don't need to be talking about it.
I'm just saying.
Her name was Sonia. Did Carol make a video? No, we haven't made them yet. We're gonna boil down the or cook down and melt the wax and try to get, because there is some of the wax does have some impurities, so we're gonna try and put it in some water and let the yucky stuff go to the bottom, and then we'll cut that out and it'll be all good to go. So we'll do a video about that. We're by no means pros on that. If anybody has any information on how to, if you've done that before, let me say that.
Where's Kaylee? Somebody tell Kaylee to get in here. She'll tell us. Because
And
Kaylee's the one who introduced me to my friend.
What I learned, Jason has a really nice bee friend.
He is nice.
Yeah. So.
Kaylee introduced us at Homestead of America.
Oh, did she now? Mm-hmm. Nice.
It was the very first time Kaylee was there giving her classes. Okay. That's when she introduced me.
Oh, okay. So.
And me and him just like hit it off.
Y'all hit it off. Like 2 peas in a pod.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
he
anyway.
just lives up the road a piece.
So what all do we have planned for next week?
Busted sail on the board. Oh, that's tomorrow. We gotta figure all that out.
Yeah.
We're still in the middle of trying to we're still in negotiations.
Bye, Josh.
With Calf Pal. And it's an intense negotiation process about a halter.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I'm going to go get some apples because we don't have anything fruit-wise yet. But I think I'm going to get some apples for her and see if we can coax her to come over, you know. See if we can get her close. Because she will come close to the fence, but she won't stay very long. But if I can get her to kind of smell an apple and get a little close enough to where we can get the halter on her, I think we'll be okay. But we want to put her out on grass. And we have the hay barn that we're going to turn into the milking stall. But we have to kind of scab it together, get it going so that we can go ahead and get her.
Yeah, the butcher, baker, and queso maker helped us get all that area cleaned out and set up. And we were going to dig the hole this week, but we had all that
rain
stuff happen. What?
Nothing, I'll tell you later. Our cows love carrots most like potatoes. I may try some of that as well. When we had our dairy cows before, they used to actually bust out of the fence and go over to the neighbor's yard, and he had apple trees, and she liked to pick the apples right off of the tree. Like, she would get her tongue up there and pull it down off the tree. And it was like she and the hogs were in cahoots together, because then the hogs would get out and they'd get all the ones that fell to the ground when she pulled her apples off the tree. So our neighbor was very gracious. He didn't mind.
That's because it kept all the yellow jackets away.
Yeah, because the pigs would come in and they would clean up all the stuff that had fallen to the ground. And so he never had to worry about any bugs. And then when we had our bees in there, he said that was probably one of the first years he had apples on the tree anyway. So he's like, I haven't had them in so long, I was used to not having them. So the fact that they're there, you're responsible for that. So let her have some. So, yeah, she loved apples. So we figured we'd try apples just to see if we could get her to kind of chill out and come to us. Bo absolutely loves people. He loves getting close to the gate.
Him and Apollo are absolutely hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
There's a part of me that wants to turn Bo loose just to see what him and Apollo would do. But I don't know.
I feel like Apollo might hurt him. He might get too excited and hurt him. But, you know, Gizmo is the opposite with him. Apollo plays with him and they jump back and forth. Gizmo just kind of goes up to him and, like, licks on him and smells him. It's pretty funny.
So Gizmo broke loose today. And Ladessa channeled her inner Lawrence
Well, now, hold
Taylor.
on. You have to tell the backstory. This time last week, he broke out. And it was a nightmare because he took off after ducks. The ducks flew into the pond. Then he took off to the part where he knew where the fence was broken. He ran out, went another way. We couldn't find him for a while. Then we finally found him. Then we got him Jason got him into the shop, but didn't realize that the back doors were wide open, so he took off again. And fortunately, the girls had come and closed the gate, so it was just a nightmare for about probably 20 minutes or so. But so all of that from last week, when he broke out today, the very first thing he did was take off after the ducks again. But Apollo was right on his tail, basically telling him, you're not allowed to do that. And so they got into it. Well, then Gizmo took off, and Ladessa was like, I am not doing last week again. So she channeled her inner Lawrence Taylor. She took off running, and she tackled Gizmo. And in one swoop, she took her hand and went up his coat, under his collar, his choke collar, and had like this hand on his collar and was like laying on him until I got there. And I was like, how did you do that so fast? And then after it was done and we put the dog up, she's like, I think I'm going to be sick. And I'm like, what's wrong with you? I've never run that fast in my whole life. It was so funny. Oh, I died. But she was not going to chase after that dog again this week.
So, are you going to plant this next week?
So, I'm going to throw that out to all of y'all. How many people do we have that are in 7B or 8A zone? Do we have anybody in 7B or 8A zone for gardening?
I've never gotten
I'm curious.
7Bs.
No? Have you gotten 8As?
So, I'm about to be graduated.
Yep. You got a couple months left, right?
I will graduate from college with another degree in June.
Blaze will graduate, and then you graduate.
Yep. That's another thing while we're waiting on everybody to respond to Robin's question. Those of you that were going to try and come to Blaze's graduation in May at Paris Island, please be in constant contact with us because we got a notification that until further notice, all graduations from United States Marine Corps Boot Camp are canceled to the public.
Yep.
They're going to evaluate it on a week-by-week basis, but that's where we are.
Okay, so there are quite a few of you in here that are 7 or 8. So my question to y'all is, have you put anything in the ground yet outside? Have you brought anything out?
Oh, at a bare minimum, I think
we should be able to bring it out to.
I think we should start the hardening off process.
Yeah.
But I think we should also go ahead and put the potatoes in that area down there. I mean, that area's got very good drainage because it does this number and goes into the pond.
What I'm fighting with is that I have a predicament. I did not take into account when I was starting seeds. We went backwards however many weeks we needed to do it before the last frost, which our last frost is somewhere around March 30th, March 31st, somewhere around in there. So I did the math on how many weeks back I needed to go, and I started my seeds. What I didn't remember or take into account is the fact that the seed starting room is also my brooder room. And the brooder room needed to stay at over 90 degrees. So if you think about that, that's summer. And so when I started planting eggplant, peppers, and tomatoes, they're going crazy as if they were being planted outside.
So you know what we need to do? Now that you brought that up, and it made me think, I need to go ahead tomorrow, get you that bench built, bring it in the house, and they need all of those ones need to go out on that bench by the windowsill and just sit there for 3-4 days a week. And then we'll start the hardening off process because they're gonna have to do a double hardening off.
Yeah, because they've been at 90 degrees.
Yeah.
So taking them out into 40, 50 is gonna be a shock. So
yeah, let them come out to where they go in the 70s, high 60s, and I think they'll be okay.
So that's what I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna have to bring them out of that room into. Bring them into the house part, where we keep it around 70 to 68, somewhere around in there. So then we'll do that, and then we'll take them outside. But I've been looking at the weather, and it doesn't look like we're going to get another frost, y'all. Like, I don't see it coming. And so I'm just
Paula's
wondering.
at 7B. She planted her...
I planted my tomatoes. There you go. I feel like... I feel like we're not going to get another frost. But there's a part of me that's like, I need to go ahead and put seed in the ground because take advantage of 3 weeks that we weren't going to have, because, 2 weeks.
Need to get
2 extra weeks, so.
Get those sunflowers in the ground.
Yeah. Maybe I can, I wonder if I could get the corn in.
Maybe.
The problem, though, becomes that if I put too much in the ground and then we're in the risk of a frost, then that's a lot to cover.
That is true.
That's the other thing is trying to, I have a full bed of, I tried planting like some cabbages, some broccoli, some Brussels sprouts, and those seeds just did not take because of the way the weather was. We had too much rain.
They drowned it and rotted out.
They had too much rain, and so they didn't take. But in some of those beds where I was doing the cutting, what's it called? Come again crops or whatever. Anyway, I had a whole bunch of lettuce growing, and they took a while to start growing, but now they're like, that whole bed is full of nothing but leaves and leaf lettuce and stuff. And so it's funny because LaDessa got frustrated. She started seeing some beautiful, beautiful, all the different lettuce leaves that we had, and she's like, we can't eat lettuce, or we can't eat salad. And I was like, why not? She said, because we don't have any tomatoes, don't have any cucumbers, don't have any peppers. And I was like, well, do something about it. So she put together a little planter, and now she's got in the corner, she's got gherkin cucumbers growing.
Mm-hmm.
And she's got 2 tomato plants, 2 pepper plants, and a little bit of basil growing in the middle. Basil. And so hopefully that stuff, it looks like we are going to start to get some flowers, at least on the tomatoes. Looks like the tomatoes are starting to put out some blooms. So LaDessa's going to pollinate those, and hopefully we'll have some tomatoes. So finally got this sorted out. Hey, GDP, what's up?
I thought you were calling me today.
Yeah, we had a call from Arizona. Breakaway.
Better late than never.
5 minutes before. That's his. I think he sets his alarm. Like 8:56.
Just show up when you want to, Breakaway.
So anyway,
like the Navy to be a bad Uber.
So hopefully this week, are you gonna work more on the strawberry beds this week if you can?
Yep. Now that I got that area set up, I'll put the table saw back in the center, run it off an extension cord until get the power out there, which I'm gonna have to call them and start that process all over again. But I shouldn't have to pay a deposit since I already got power with them.
Yeah, no, you shouldn't. You'll just have to get the pole. We'll have to get the pole set.
So then we get, because once I get the power pole set and the power ran out to that building, then, because they said they're going to put me the same as a house in there, so then I'll have enough to run the lathe, the table saw without tripping a breaker, the air compressor, and even a welder.
A welder. So if you have dried fruit, nuts, goat cheese, right? I mean, that would be great, but we don't have dried fruit, nuts, or goat cheese right now. So yeah, we like right now we're still going through this struggle of growing the food that we need. And so we've eaten, like today for lunch, we just had rice with a big, I just went out and cut a bunch of different greens, and it was really good. Like we had collards and mustards, and what else was in there? Spinach and Swiss chard. We just chopped up a bunch of stuff. I actually thinned some of my onions, and so we chopped up some of those and put those in there as well. And so it was really good. It was just a light, easy lunch. Because we'd been out in the shop for most of the afternoon.
So one of my friends has jokes.
Oh, what did he say?
Asked me if my beard got the red dragon. Got jokes.
Yeah.
So Green Dreams has a great project going on. And y'all might want to go check it out.
Check it out, yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing, y'all. With everybody stressing about everybody may be stuck at home for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
You know what? You don't have to be stuck at home. No, you don't. You can go, if there's these great things that usually sit on shelves. And they're made out of paper.
Oh gosh.
And they have words on them.
Oh, so don't use them for toilet paper.
Yes. Then the words form sentences, sentences form paragraphs, and they tell stories. So you could. You saw that? So don't be stuck at home.
No.
You could go to places like Narnia. Asgard. Middle Earth.
The big woods. Fist bump.
Castle Rock.
Yeah, I'm fine being stuck at home.
Salem's Lot. You can go visit a farm where the pigs are in charge. You could even go all the way back to 1984.
Jeffrey Dahmer's beetle. I mean, no. Ted Bundy's beetle. Jeffrey Dahmer's basement. I mean, wherever you want to be. You talking about reading? I'm out.
You could go to this island that has a treasure. You could go...
Fraggle Rock. Down to Fraggle Rock.
You could go learn all about the color purple. And Kuta Kinte.
Mm.
You know, those are all wonderful things that you can do. You can learn stuff. You could, hey, you can farm. Go to our Amazon shop. Go to our book list. Our suggested reading book list. And there is all kinds of...
Wonkatania.
all kinds of things that you can escape from all of this helter-skelter that's going on right now. And you know what? You could always pick up the best book that's out there.
We have out-of-town family in town, so you're live at the restaurant.
What restaurant? You know, there's one book that's out there that has sold more copies than any other book. It's been on the best-selling list for ages. It has history.
Mm-hmm.
It has
romance,
violence, war.
Definitely a lot of drama.
Lots of drama.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of baby mama drama. And it talks a lot about love, redemption.
Mm-hmm. Friends is the name of the restaurant. But the only thing not being bought out on Amazon right now is books. And you know what's hilarious? I love you, D. I will read another book after you read The Egg and I.
So what kind of food gets served at Friends? Look that up. Look up that place.
Why?
Because
I've been preparing for this quarantine my whole life. Shopping today at Home Depot and Lowe's, and our favorite gardening store was so pleasant. Excuse my Jason's text. He's had a drink or two.
So he's had a drink or two, and I'm on pain meds. I think we should hang out.
Oh no, not a good idea. What are you doing? I wrote a book. So has anybody... wings. They have wings.
What kind of wings? Like chicken wings?
Yep.
Buffalo.
Perennial bestseller. The Bible. That is exactly right. Yep. So... So, Friends. I've never heard of that.
What? So who's your waiter? Chandler?
Ross.
Could these wings be any more delicious?
So, I've seen several different functions are being canceled in the Homestead genre.
Yes, the meetup.
The meetup.
From Deep South and Mississippi.
And the shindig. They just announced on Friday. If you guys missed that, they announced that they're going to have to cancel that. So, why can't I see this?
You can't see it either. Oh well, I have to pull it up on the other one. So yeah, but truth be told, look, I'm just gonna put it out there like this. You know why the shindig got canceled, right? It didn't have anything to do with the dragon. It's because we couldn't come.
That's what it was.
That's what it was.
They were disappointed. We weren't able to make it, so it just crushed
Jeremiah
everything.
was so upset. He was heartbroken because as being a Hollywood Marine, he longs for the time that he gets to spend hanging out with a real Marine. And, you know, because when we're together, he'll ask me...
Yeah, Baker Creek canceled too, that's right.
He'll ask me questions like, so, with you being a real Marine, what was it like? You know, what was it like being challenged the way real Marines are challenged? What was it like not having sherbet? And so, I'm his hero. And I know this. And so, that's just... I guess he's just going to have to just come out here and hang out with the...
Yeah, Mimsy said that's why I wanted to cancel my trip to the shindig, because no bear hugs for Mimsy. Oh gosh.
And so, I mean, everybody has to have heroes. I understand it. You know. You know, Jeremiah does fangirl a little bit.
Was Maya sad because he couldn't get your cheesecake again?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, no, it really stinks. Because look, I'll be 100% honest with you guys. You know, Jeremiah is a very good, close, personal friend of mine, and we do talk. I mean, we don't talk every day.
Don't have to, but yeah.
But they stressed out over whether or not they were going to cancel, and it was kind of taken away from their choice was taken away from them.
Yeah, because it was a county thing or a state thing. They didn't have the
And I know they're really upset about having to cancel because they didn't want to let y'all down in any way, shape or form. And so I know they're working their tails off right now to try to get everybody refunded and everything. So y'all just be patient with them. There's a lot going on with that Eventbrite thing with them trying to. I think they literally have to do it one at a time. Oh. You know, and there was like 1,000 people that already bought tickets or something.
So be patient. They're working on it.
I think Ben made a post that he got 250 done so far or something like that.
That's crazy.
So y'all just be patient with them. Don't be
upset with them
or anything.
Yeah.
It's just, and look, and here's the thing. I'm betting that if you bought your tickets like super early, you might be one of the last ones to get your money back, because they're probably just going down at the list. I mean, that's how I would do it. Going down the list.
Right.
You know, and so plus they all both families, they have homesteads to run, and now they both got there's kids at the house now with everything being shut down. Excuse me, and they can't go back and forth because I know at least one of the kids chose to go to public school and stopped homeschooling.
Yeah. Yeah, and then it's going to take a couple days for banks to,
Yep. So, y'all just breathe. Be patient with them. Y'all know their hearts. Y'all know they're great and good people.
Yeah, they'll get taken care of.
Both families are both Roots and Refuge and VW. They're both great families, great people. So y'all they're working hard. Just know that.
Break time's over. Thanks for the live. Good night.
Mm-hmm. Get back to work there, GDP.
Yeah, they're like, what, 6 o'clock there?
I think so. You know, and look, to be honest, you know, when these events like at Deep South and the Shindig get canceled, I mean, not only is there the financial issues that go with it, because
Good night, Professor.
They you know, they fronted a lot of the money. But there's the huge disappointment, because you get to have friends that you don't like. Ethan from 180 Degrees.
Yeah, we only see him once or twice a year.
We only get to see him once or twice a year.
Yeah.
And it's at these type of things that we both end up going to. So,
so
it's one of those things, it's very heartbreaking because you really look forward to seeing your friends. Because it's like I told everybody, look, we are not that much different from the homesteaders of yesterday. The homesteaders that 1800s, whatever, that were doing the wagons. They might have only had to go 5, 10, 20, 30 miles. But it was still a couple of hours or a couple of day trips, right?
Yeah.
And so we're just traveling more miles, but it's the same amount of time,
right,
to be able to see friends and family like that. And as homesteaders, you don't get to do that much.
Yeah, that what Dee said and what Moon Farm says, I bet there'll be a baby boom in about 9 months. I agree. I do think that you're going to see that. I think you're going to see an influx of babies in the next 9 to 12 months.
Well, see, I know what makes babies, and I disagree.
Why?
Because it ain't happening here.
Well, I don't mean with us, but I mean, people aren't going to have, they're going to have to stay home a lot more. Mm-hmm. They're, I think you're going to see that a lot. There's not going to be, March Madness or... any of the races or the football games.
You know what? That's a good point. I wonder how, and let's just go ahead and throw it out the window that they don't exist. But I wonder how the mob is faring through this. Because the Masters has been postponed. March Madness got postponed.
Anybody that's betting, that any loan sharks and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, how long before Jimmy the Fish goes and starts talking to
Live
somebody?
with Linda Smart, invest in stocks for baby products now. Shoot, everything's in the toilet right now, so you might as well invest in it now anyway.
That's true. You want to do it? Let's do it.
Won't happen here, thank God. Yeah, now that's another thing that I'm worried about with all these college kids that are going to be off of school for 2 weeks. Might have a lot of
I'm so glad my son's in the Corps now.
Hookup babies. So yeah. So in the don't look at me, I'm too old.
Well, one of the things like in Greenville, South Carolina. Now this is where it's going to get dangerous.
Yeah, and I'd be interested to hear if anybody else is hearing this in their news. But this is local, like within an hour-ish range of us.
They are only letting the emergency responders go out to calls that are heart attacks, not breathing,
severe like emergencies.
Yeah, police are only allowed to respond to violent crimes.
Yeah, no, yeah. If it's a domestic, it has to be a pretty serious domestic.
Yeah.
But other than that, they're not going out. They're not going out on calls. They're doing everything by phone.
I'm trying to do everything by phone, taking reports and stuff by phone. So, I don't know. Could this be the beginning of the purge?
I just wonder because, you're now limiting the policing. I think that's a sign of the times, what's going on is...
Best meme out there, best meme ever, was the picture of some dude that got pulled over and he put a mask on his face and held up a sign that said, "I got the red dragon."
Yeah. Yep.
And they said, "That's how you get out of a ticket." And I was like, no, because I know some popos.
We know some popos.
That are a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. They like to put their hand in a trap. Just saying.
So one of our viewers, she just texted me something that was a forwarded message, and I think she must have gotten it. And it says, highways will be blocked by law enforcement and or military, allowing only truckers and essential first responders. Military guys are being put in place prior to lockdown. It will start with a few cities, and then the country. Lockdown will be 14 to 30 days to start.
Where's that coming from?
I don't know. I'm asking her right now.
Cite your source, please.
My body is allowed. Nobody's allowed in my nursing home. EMS has to meet us at the door unless it's a code. That's crazy. We bought another gun today. More bullets. RPD won't respond to non-emergency. Yeah, it's the same thing. In Illinois, stop sale of guns and alcohol. They don't want drunks shooting up the place.
Oh!
I've not heard about EMTs being restricted on going out on calls. Wonder how spread. Yeah, I don't know.
Hey, Catty
Cattywampus.
Cattylumpus.
Who are you talking about?
Do you know the officer from Gwinnett County that's all over the news about that whole birthday thing?
Of them. There were 2 of them from Gwinnett County that bought a
that was pretty cool.
A birthday cake for a little 1-year-old.
As soon as because the very first time I saw the story, they said about an officer in Gwinnett County buying a birthday cake for a 1-year-old, and I thought it was him.
Yeah.
Honestly, God,
you could see him.
I was like, "That's Jason."
Mm-hmm.
I knew it right off the bat. I was like, "That's Jason." And then they put some other ugly dude up there. So
only letting one designated family member go into the hospital to see family members. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, there was it was on the news earlier this week, and then we saw it again on the Saturday. He's in Barrow. No, he works in, he doesn't work where he, yes, we know them. Cool. The thing that I liked about...
That was a very cool thing they did, and tell them that it was Big Bear Homestead approved.
Yeah. The thing that I liked about it is that
homesteading with a
we're in the South.
We haven't seen them in a long time.
There's a lot
What's up, homesteading with the Herberts?
See, Dee said what you were thinking. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all fake. There's no such thing as a red dragon.
But, in Gwinnett County is, really close to Atlanta.
No, it's not like really close.
Okay, it's close enough.
It's not.
And this was a lady who was waiting at a bus stop
in
January.
Freezing.
Yeah.
Just go look it up on ABC.
Just look it up. It's a really cool little. Tell Dessa I need a refill. I know, I do too. She just messaged me and asked me if we were done yet.
Oh, two family.
Who's the new guy? So Homestead in the Highlands says, my mom is meant to fly to Australia next week for 16 days, but being told may have to be in quarantine when she arrives for 14 days. So I have a customer that went down to Chile to ride his bike.
Why would you ride your bike when you're chilly?
I know, right? But he went down there before all of this hype and hysteria went, and he was having some issues with his trip that he didn't account for. And so he was going to fly back home, and he is having a heck of a time trying to get an airplane ticket, like get it something that's affordable and not having to, like, it's a nightmare for him right now. So he's probably just going to stay in Chile for a little while.
Don't read it out loud. That's the best toilet paper joke out there. That was the best. DJ is best TP joke out there.
My pastor's quarantine in, of all places, Israel.
So, I'm a little concerned. one of the things that this thing has been making me do is pay more attention to the chat. And we're missing some folks. So, I'm a little worried.
Who?
Missing Dragon's Talon. Quizno.
Yeah, they might be.
But I think that might be an internet thing. We were missing Two Family, but they just showed up. So.
I haven't seen Suburban in a while.
Suburban is another one. You know.
Sounds like Jason, but something's missing.
Yeah.
He shaved his beard because his mask was not fitting him well for his woodworking. So, grass cut's gonna hurt though. Yeah. Be careful of that.
Yeah. So.
Grow zoysia, is that it? Is the zoysia the one that's the?
Well, Bermuda is very rough and tough. It's drought tolerant. It can take you scooting across it without any problem. Depending on which leaves you get and how much damage.
Oh, almost got the fly. Gotcha. I had to change the name back. The other was fine, but just didn't sit with me anymore. Spoke to Dragon's Town last night. He was okay then. Okay. So yeah, single dad. He kind of comes and goes. Yeah, when you hit a gumball, youch.
Ooh. So. Ow, that hurt. Okay. What was I getting ready to say? Somebody said gumballs. Oh. So. No, never mind. I forget where I was going with that.
Are you going to talk about the information that one of my customers told me? About gumballs?
No.
Oh, you almost got it.
I mean, you can if you want to.
I don't know if it's remodeling his house.
Who's remodeling?
Chris.
Yes, I knew that.
Yeah, I stay out of the loop on some of this stuff, so... Alrighty. Well, it's almost 9:30, so we can probably just say goodbye to everybody for tonight. So you can...
My suggestion to everybody, get a journal. Document everything. Write stuff down about what's going on right now. Because your grandkids, they're probably going to study about this in school. This is probably going to end up in the history books.
Yeah, it probably will.
You know, so your grandkids are probably going to come home one day, or great grandkids, and they're going to say, you know, Papa, Mimi,
tell us about.
Didn't you live during the super flu 2020? And you can say, you know what? I did. And this is everything that I can remember. Go get your A.
Yeah.
You know?
Pray these fools stop the stupid soon.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. Because it's just mass hysteria right now.
And, you know...
Yeah. There's a lot of craziness going on. And you know, we're all privy to know that when you own the information, you can bend it whichever way you want. So whenever you're writing the history books, they can leave stuff out. They can add stuff in. So writing down your firsthand account of what's happened may help preserve that a little.
Funny note.
The TP Holocaust.
I got 2 emails from a company this past week. The first one was telling everybody as YouTube creators that they should take advantage of the situation, vlog every day, because that would build their channel. And the second one was an apology letter for that one, because I guess it was a oopsie. That it was kind of like a joke going around that company. They were sharing it, talking about sending it out to creators.
Uh-huh.
And then they had somebody actually send it out.
Oh, so it wasn't supposed to go
Yeah,
out.
so we weren't supposed to see
goodness.
it. You know, it was supposed to be edited out. And so that was kind of funny.
That is funny.
But I mean, it's absolutely right. If you are a creator,
yeah,
right
now's a good time to be putting out videos.
You need to be putting out all kinds of videos.
Yeah, because there are people that are stuck
Yeah.
at home now.
Any type of preparedness video, I would not mention the Red Dragon because YouTube
By name
is coming out about it. Any type, look, there's going to be a lot of folks out there this year. This, if anything, I am going to say that this situation has helped the broken food system, has helped bring awareness to the broken food system, has helped bring awareness
too, buddy. Yeah.
to the fact that 98% of Americans are not really prepared for any type of crisis situation.
And they're not hygiene aware.
And they're not hygiene aware. They're not, and it's a perfect opportunity for us that are to take people under our wing. We don't have to be snotty about it. Take folks under your wing. A rising tide rises all ships.
Right.
And start. This is the time now that if you wanted to start some type of community preparedness group, some type of a community awareness group, community gardens, all those kinds of things. If that was on your bucket list to start, now
is the time.
Is the time. Also, I encourage all of you. Right now, our schools have not been shut down, but those of you that have extra, if your
what is this Red Dragon you're talking about? We've given it another name.
If you have it to spare, there are families out there that their children rely on maybe 2 meals a day.
That's what I was going to say. So I was going to say something about that. Earlier I noticed 2 separate people that I follow. One is actually the wife of a good friend of Jason's. She was posting that if there was anybody whose kid was going to go without lunches over the next 2 weeks to reach out to her. And that wasn't in our area. They're up in Kentucky. And so that was one. But then I was on Instagram earlier today, and we have somebody that we follow, Shooting Star Acres. They're here in Georgia. They're not far from us. And they're offering to give a free dozen eggs to people, who aren't able to feed their kids because of school being out. So yeah, there's definitely some people that I thought was really cool that they're willing to help out and feed kids, if they need it. So that was pretty neat. I enjoyed seeing that.
And you know what? I'm on a little bit of a pain pill.
A little bit.
So my filter is a little bit gone, so I want to address something else. If you're a creator, whether it's YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, can some of y'all start to have a little bit more respect for yourself?
Oh my God.
Doing provocative type pictures for thumbnails.
Now, before you get any deeper into that, I want everybody to know not one of y'all that are in this chat that I've seen, none of this is for y'all. Just so you know. He's just airing a grievance.
I really don't. I have 2 young ladies in my house. Okay? And it's hard enough with today's worldview to teach them to have self-respect. It's hard enough. And there are channels out there. Don't support these channels. Don't support these Instagram pages. None of it. Have a little more daggum respect for yourself and for the little girls and stuff that are coming up behind you to not be half naked, because some of y'all ain't even looking good. Some of y'all need to put more clothes on, because you're nasty. Just because you're 20 doesn't mean you hot. No. Naked from the top up, got a dress out, flowing out, trying to look like a peacock and stuff. You got rolls, girlfriend. You got back boobs, okay? I don't need to see that. My girls don't need to see that. Put some daggum clothes on. Just because you living off grid in a yurt, you ain't that good looking to begin with. And dudes, don't let your girl do that. Have more respect for her. Don't encourage her to do that. She is your princess, your queen. Start treating her that way.
No, for real naked, not, yeah. One size fits all doesn't fit all people. Tell us how you really feel, Jason.
And look, I know Walmart doesn't have a dress code. But just because they make yoga pants and those leggings and those spandex in that size doesn't mean you need to put it on and come out in public.
But if you wear too many clothes, you might actually be hot temperature-wise.
But, I mean, come on, y'all. Seriously. Stop supporting these people. I don't know. Some of these people are getting 500,000 subscribers, and they put the video out with that type of thumbnail, and they're getting all of these crazy views, which is just, what's the word?
Clickbait.
Well, I mean, it's clickbait, yeah, but it's justifying what they're doing.
Yeah,
to
they're
them.
continuing to do it. Yeah.
Be-
April, I'm with you. The nude colored leggings like that messes me up.
Stop supporting them, okay? Because you wonder why we've got a suicide problem with teenagers that's at an all-time high in the UK, and it's starting to grow over here. Mm-hmm. It's because of this. Stop supporting these women. Leave comments. Tell them to start to have a little bit more self-respect.
Everyone slows down to look at a car wreck. No,
I mean, no, that's right. Everybody does.
But you don't have to click on it.
Yeah, but
I need more clicky photos, just saying.
It gives homesteading a bad name. Okay? It gives folks like us that are out here trying to educate and trying to support and trying to have a community filled with love and friendship and Christ. It gives us a bad name when people like this are getting supported. Look, I know there's going to be the sick perverts out there that are going to click on it every time, but we don't have to click on it either. And start reporting it. Because these type of things, when we're looking up a video for Carol to learn how to melt the wax, or, you type in something that says off grid, and they show up, and then they show up in your news feed for a little while, because you were looking at a bunch of other off-grid videos. It's like with Green Dream, if you're watching his, because I think that's how it showed up in mine. That's how I learned about these people. It was from watching Green Dream's project because it was all very closely related to what his rainwater project is. And my girls, no teenage girl needs to think that kind of crap, almost cussed, that kind of crap is beautiful, because it's not. I feel sorry for this young lady that's out there doing this. It's ridiculous.
But it's being the behavior's being reinforced by the views.
Mm-hmm. That's what my call to action is. Don't give them, you know. And look, even if they dress up in a fancy dress and try to go milk a cow or something in a fancy dress,
or go tap a tree.
Don't even give them the attention.
No child should have to see that. It's all fake.
If
you have good content, you shouldn't be cheap selling yourself with clickbait. Yeah, that's exactly. That's what it boils down to.
See, I knew she was the brains of the relationship. You know? And it's unnecessary. We don't want it in our community. We don't want it in the homestead genre. There's no need for it. We are family oriented, Christ centered. You don't need to be half naked on a thumbnail. Mm-mm. So that's my thing. That's my little soapbox.
Yeah.
And
so, all right. On that note, everybody have a good rest of your weekend.
I'm sorry, y'all. It happened a little while ago, and it just rubbed me the wrong way. And it was just, because being a dad to two young, beautiful girls is hard. Okay? Being a dad to a dude, Blaze, would frustrate the crap out of me. But he was easy. Mm-hmm. He was easy. Because with him, it was go tackle the tree. Or go pick up this 80-pound bag of cement. Pick it up. And you're helping him build his confidence that way.
Right.
Dudes, we build our confidence by stuff that we can achieve. Stuff that we can do.
Right.
Because look, a guy is born knowing he's good looking. And, but girls, y'all are a whole different monster. I am having to learn that when my little girl comes out with like 4 shirts, you don't say, why are you asking me? I'm bad at this. Because all she wants is for daddy to pick out a shirt because she wants to wear the shirt that daddy wants her to wear. And so it's like, oh, what do you do? What do you do?
The worst part, the thing that you're struggling with is that it takes you like 5 minutes to tell them that you don't feel comfortable picking a shirt because you don't know what to do, when you could have just been like, that one, and it would have been done, and it wouldn't have mattered. Yeah. And so that was because this happened just the other day. Lanessa, our girls are very much, influenced by Jason's approval. And so when Landessa came out with like 3 shirts and she's like, Daddy, which shirt should I wear? She's all excited because we're going into town and what shirt do I wear? And Daddy's like, don't ask me. I don't know. I'm not good at that stuff. And she takes off and I was like, Jason, all you had to do was just pick one.
But I didn't want to pick the wrong one. Like, I know matching and color coordination is like when I took my horticulture class, that was the hardest. That color wheel,
I remember because we used to have to do the color wheel with that. Yeah,
I struggled with that because I could not naturally say that the purple goes with this and this and that and that and that. I struggle with that, so I am very insecure when my daughters come out and say, Daddy, what shirt should I wear? Because I don't want them to feel like an idiot out in public because Daddy picked this shirt and it doesn't go with those pants, those shoes, that purse. Kind of thing, and I worry about that. Mm-hmm. And so now I just been picking a shirt and then looking at Robin going, did I get it right?
What he doesn't realize is that when I take them shopping, we already pick out stuff that's gonna, like, you know, what covers the most flesh. We already pick out stuff that I know is gonna look good on them. And we always pick stuff that's gonna go with a pair of jeans. So that's pretty much, it's gonna be, I've already set him up to succeed. So
no, you
really,
didn't, because
all
you
he
let
has to,
Dessa get those dinosaur boots that she walking around like a T-Rex because they hurt her poor little feet.
no, look, I am proving a point on that, and I think I won tonight. Because she wanted to wear those boots so bad that she put them on and brought her tennis shoes with her. We got done at, where was the first place we went?
I don't know.
To go get her get Carol's haircut. And when we got done with that, we went back and it was horrible because she was like, I've got to get out of these boots. And I'm like, yeah.
Everybody have a good rest. What are you doing?
What do you mean she's the brain? I'm the brain.
No.
She has no brain. She's a blonde. Look. She's covering my ears to stop me from talking.
Brilliant.
Let's see. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo works for me. Exactly. That's what I was telling him is I've already set you up to succeed. All you have to do is just pick one. Girls have more to protect. One way we're a prude and the other way we're a slut. Exactly. Like you have one way or the other. So.
And it's one of those things that, you know, girls are a lot harder to, like, we had to do a haircut thing today. And I was on pins and needles with that because Carol's going through this stage where she's not liking long hair.
At all.
At all.
She does not want it on her ears. She doesn't want it on her neck. Mm. She is over hair. If we would let her shave her head, she would.
And I have to every time she comes to me about
her hair,
a haircut, I have to remind myself, it's hair, it will grow back. She's 14, her hair will grow back. Her hair will grow back. Mm-hmm. Because she tried to get, when she asked me about getting her haircut, I said, well, baby, you need to bring me a picture. She kind of got a little bit of an attitude with me. And she's like, I don't understand why I got to bring you a picture. Blaze was able to get a mohawk.
Yeah,
shave his head down to his little thing.
She put him in check super
and I said,
fast.
Correction, every one of those, your brother brought me a picture.
Yeah, and he had to very quickly say it was a picture.
So, know your role and shut your cake hole. And so she finally got over herself and sent me a picture, and it was a cute little haircut. It's a whole lot shorter than what I'm comfortable with, but
it is literally, y'all, it's Jason's haircut. It is shaved on the sides up here, and then it is long in the center, and she can flip it to either side. And the longest piece, I was trying to see if I could find a picture. Let's see. How do I turn it that way, maybe?
it just makes her look so much older.
Yeah, it's like super short. You can't see the sides, but...
I think you can on mine, the one that she sent me.
But it's like, it's literally shaved to like a 1 guard on the sides of her head. And then right here, it's long enough that she can flip it over to one side and flip it over to the other side.
Her and all these memes that she sent me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can kind of see it there.
It's like super, super short.
Super short.
The thing that's irritating about Carol, I mean, it's very, it's very encouraging because one thing you always worry about with girls is self-esteem. Mm-hmm. But one thing about Carol that I can honestly say, like, I'll climb into bed with her in the morning to wake her up and kind of cuddle with her, and I'll say, "Do you know that you're incredibly smart?" And she'll be like, And I'm like, do you know that you're incredibly talented? And she'll be like, uh-huh. Like, do you know that we love you so much? Mm-hmm. And like, she's like, you know, and with this haircut, she cut it short a while back. And see, I have an old history of always wanting to wear my hair short, but I can't pull short hair off. But she can wear, it doesn't matter what kind of haircut she has. She rocks whatever haircut. And it's frustrating to me because I was never able to do that. And so it's super, super funny to me that she could just walk in and the hairstylist looked at me. She's like, are you sure this is what she wants? Like, let her do what she wants to do. And while I was getting mine cut, I heard the lady say, okay, well, I guess we'll go down to the one guard then. And I was like, oh, God, it's getting short. And I said, the thing that's irritating to me is that she can rock just about any haircut. Well, when I stood up, she was just about done, too. And I looked over, and they were all flabbergasted. They were like, God, she looks so good with that haircut. And I was like, see what I'm talking about? It drives me crazy.
Yeah. It just makes her look older.
But she's 14. She's not 12 anymore. But what was really funny is your hair braided, Jason?
Yes.
I braided it. I even told her she is an artsy fartsy type. She's very free spirited. She's playing music now. She's self-taught.
Yeah, she's playing the ukulele.
The ukulele. She is painting, drawing, doing all of that stuff. I even told her, and I mean, y'all can do whatever with this, but I even told her, I said, you know, Carol, I can even see you, 16, 17, I can see you getting your nose pierced. I can just see it. I can see the little stud right there in the crook of her nose. Just as plain as day, I can see it. And so it was funny today because Jason agreed, you know, he's like, yeah, that haircut will work. That's fine. And then she's like, it's all working into my plan. I got Dad to agree to the haircut. Next is the nose ring. And without even missing a beat, I was like, oh yeah, at about 16. And she was like, she looked at me and I was like, what? I'm not going to be that parent that's like, no. I mean, it's a nose ring. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, take it out. You know, I mean,
it's just one of those things that I'm not. I don't know if I'll agree to the nose ring thing.
I think if it's done tastefully, it looks good. I don't agree with the big, huge hoop that's hanging outside of your nose that looks like a big old metal booger. But I have seen, yes, a pimple stud is exactly what people call it. But her nose, like if you ever really take a look at Carol, she has the kind of nose that it would look good. But
I'm not there yet.
You will be. But I
I
understand. We never want our little girls to grow up, right? Yeah. I vote you let her shave it off.
No, I'm not.
Well, I will tell you, when they first, see, and that's, okay, so I wasn't going to come right out and say that because sometimes my daughters watch my videos, but I agree with you, Cheryl. Yeah. That's my approach to it. I'm not going to fight it because the more you fight it, the more it becomes an issue. So.
And I get that.
Because that's what we did with, the whole reason I said it was with.
Right, but you can, comparing parenting styles, Blaze to Carol is apples to oranges.
No, I'm not saying that they're the same person.
You cannot parent
right,
a little girl the same way you do a little boy.
But I still feel like, no, Cheryl.
And so it's just one of those things that it may not even be
a thing.
You know, and I can also, I can use this stuff to my advantage. You know, for some reason, we're in a stage right now that her and her sister are going tit for tat. I mean, they're just...
But, you know, on our trip today, they were the total opposite. They were like two peas in a pod.
Mm-hmm. And I told Carol that she has to stop doing her chores half butt, and She can no longer fight because it takes 2 people to argue, 2 people to fight. She can no longer do that with her sisters. Mm-hmm. If she does, she has to grow her hair out long enough that she can donate it before I let her get another haircut, before I pay for another haircut. And so we shook on it. And so haven't really had much issues with them. So, depending on what type of Mickey Mouse drama that we're dealing with by 16, I may use it to my advantage. If it helps me correct a behavior.
Yeah, Mimsy, and I totally agree with that. If a nose ring or pink hair is the least of your worries, be thankful. Mm-hmm. Yes. No, and in perspective, absolutely. Like, that's definitely, if those are your biggest struggles, then you're doing fine. Ladessa will be whooping her tail before too long, if not already.
Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah.
In fact, here comes somebody right now. Which one is it?
Did you pull out a tooth? Oh my god.
It's a baby tooth.
It's a baby tooth.
Baby tooth.
Okay,
Good
well,
job,
you and your baby
baby
tooth go
tooth.
give me some more tea.
Alright.
And Sydney said he needs some more tea too.
So hurry up and get to Texas. You look like it's coming out of your nose. But it's like...
It's bleeding really hard.
Let's see.
I don't want to get you guys demonetized.
It's already
It's
going to
not.
happen.
You can't see it. Oh, sweet girl.
It's it's right there.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
It's the one that was the one that was against that one.
Good. Alright.
Maybe this time I won't need braces.
Okay. Having been a teenage girl with a sister a few years older, the fighting will get worse. Then one day, when one moves out, they'll love each other again. Yeah. Alright, well, let's go ahead and call it a night, because it's been almost 2 hours.
Yeah.
It's time for you, probably for another hot bath, huh?
Another pill.
Another pill. Okay. Alright, guys. Well, it's been nice being able to visit with everybody. Yeah, okay, real quick. Ladessa still has baby teeth. Yes. She is 12 years old, y'all. This, to me, is a testament of... No, she's 12. This, to me, is a testament of raw milk, food that's not filled full of hormones and crap. It is it was surprising to me. She didn't start losing her teeth till she was like 8. Like, it was a long time before she started losing her teeth, her baby teeth, and I attribute that to the way that we've fed her for the last. I still have 2 baby teeth. Wow, that's crazy. Huh. Alright, so let's call it a night.
Okay. Which night am I calling? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday?
You're so cute. Alright, we're gonna remind y'all to
Build a cow shed.
oh, plant smiles.
Stay in somebody's driveway for a month.
grow giggles.
What else did he say? What was the other one that he said?
Harvest the hogs.
Harvest the hogs.
Yeah. And
harvest the love.
Harvest the love. Remember, be kind to one another. You never know what somebody's going through. We have a lot of people in the chat that have had some rough times. Love on them. Love on a stranger from a distance. And give our wildlife a chance.
And if you want somebody on the prayer wall, please send us an email. We will be updating it tomorrow. So we will be removing some and
adding others.
So if you need to be added to the prayer wall, or you know somebody that needs to be added to the prayer wall, please email us. And
I'm going to go ahead and make a post on Facebook, and you can just add it there if you want, or send it to us privately is fine as well.
Yep.
We love y'all. Have a good night, and we will see you next time. Let me drive.
You don't know how to drive.
Yes, I do. Good night, y'all.
Night.
Good night.